Christopher M.J. SCP-XXXX. The Penguin Monster Protocol Foundation Document, Level 4 Clearance Required SCP Foundation, File P. 2026 XXXX Object Class. Keter, pending reclassification, Special Containment Procedures. 4. D-Class personnel have been assigned to study SCP-XXXX 1 through SCP-XXXX 4. Observation must be maintained at all times. No personnel may break visual contact during testing. Chapter 1. The Assignment Site, 19-2347. Dar. Helena Klein stared at the four men sitting in the holding cell. Each had been selected for a specific reason. "Gentlemen," she said, her voice flat through the intercom. "You've been chosen for a special operation. The Foundation has discovered anomalies related to a creature we've designated PM, Penguin Monster." The men exchanged uneasy glances. "Steve, Jack, Antonio, Mike. You'll be the first team to investigate." Steve, the quiet one. Jack, the joker. Antonio, the skeptic. Mike, the one who never stopped shaking. "Your mission. Enter the containment zone, study the PM's behavior, and report back. Any questions?" Jack raised his hand. "Yeah. What happens if we don't come back?" Dar. Klein smiled. "Then you'll become part of the experiment." Chapter 2. The first sign the containment zone was a laboratory deep underground. The walls were covered in strange symbols. In the center of the room stood a single pedestal with a journal. Steve picked it up and read aloud. Experiment 47. Subject: polymorphic abilities confirmed. Subject can transform into any object upon physical contact. Jack whistled. "So one of them can turn into a chair. Great. That's gonna help us." Mike was already shaking. "I don't like this." Antonio rolled his eyes. "Relax. It's just a job. We go in, we look, we leave. Simple." But as they walked deeper into the facility, the lights flickered. A low growl echoed from somewhere ahead. Something was watching them. Chapter 3. The first subject, Steve. The first test subject was Steve. He walked into the testing chamber alone. The doors sealed behind him. Inside, a machine hummed. A single object sat on the table, a red pen. "Subject Steve," the intercom announced. "Please touch the object." Steve hesitated. Then he picked it up. In an instant, his body dissolved. His arms turned into plastic. His legs melted into ink. He became the pen. The room went silent. Jack stared through the glass, his face pale. He's actually a pen now." The intercom crackled. "Confirmed. Polymorphic ability active. Subject Steve can now transform into any object he touches." Mike whispered, "But is he still Steve? Or just a pen that thinks he's Steve?" No one answered. Chapter 4. The second subject, Jack. Jack's test was different. He was placed in a room with a mirror. "Subject Jack," the intercom said. "Please look at your reflection." He laughed. "Seriously? This is the experiment? Looking at myself?" But as he stared, his reflection began to fade. Not fade, disappear. Jack looked down at his hands. They were gone. What the hell? He turned to the window. The scientists couldn't see him. He was completely invisible. The intercom announced. Confirmed. Invisibility active. Subject Jack can now phase out of visual perception. Jack stood there, invisible to the world, thinking the same thought as Mike. Am I still here? Or am I already gone? Chapter 5. The third subject, Antonio. Antonio was the skeptic. He didn't believe in ghosts, monsters, or magic. But when he entered the chamber, he felt something change. The room was empty, except for a single knife on a stand. Subject Antonio. Take the knife. He picked it up. It felt cold. Alive. Now, the intercom said, look away from the wall. Antonio turned his head. And when he looked back, the wall was covered in slashes. The intercom crackled. Confirmed. Spectral blade ability active. Subject Antonio can cut any surface when not observed. The knife remains invisible to witnesses who look directly at it. Antonio looked at his hands. They were clean. But the knife? It knew what it had done. Chapter 6. The fourth subject, Mike and Annabelle. Mike was trembling as he entered the chamber. He hated labs. He hated experiments. He hated the way the lights hummed. The intercom spoke. Subject Mike. Please say the name Annabelle. Why? He whispered. Just say it. Mike closed his eyes. Annabelle. The lights flickered. A cold breeze blew through the room. And then, a voice, soft, feminine, cold, answered. Yes. Mike opened his eyes. A figure stood in the corner. It looked like a girl, but wrong. Her fingers were too long. Her eyes were black. The intercom announced. Confirmed. Annabelle manifestation active. Subject Mike can summon Annabelle by speaking her name. She will show her fingers. Annabelle raised her hand. 3 fingers. Mike screamed. The intercom paused, then continued. Annabelle and 3 fingers, confirmed. Threat level, high. Chapter 7. The observation room. The team gathered in the observation room. Steve was now a pen in Jack's pocket. Jack was invisible, but the sensors could still track him. Antonio was holding the knife like it was a part of him. Mike was still shaking, whispering Annabelle under his breath. Okay, Antonio said. So we're 4 guys with supernatural abilities. One of us turns into objects, one is invisible, one has a murder knife, and one has a ghost girlfriend with extra fingers. Jack's voice came from nowhere. And we're supposed to find a penguin monster. Exactly, Yar. Klein's voice echoed. And you're leaving. Now. The door slid open. And the penguin monster was waiting. Chapter 8. The first encounter. It stood 7 feet tall. Black and white feathers. Glowing red eyes. A beak that curled into a smile too wide to be natural. SCP-XXXX, the penguin monster. Steve dropped from Jack's pocket and transformed back into a man. Guys? The penguin monster took a step forward. Its voice was deep, guttural, and it laughed. Welcome. To the zoo. Antonio raised the knife. Don't look away. Jack vanished. Mike whispered. Annabelle. The penguin monster tilted its head. Annabelle? Oh, I know her. She owes me a favor. And then it attacked. Chapter 9. The polymorph sacrifice. Steve was the first to react. He touched the nearest object, a steel pipe, and transformed into it. The penguin monster swung at him but struck metal instead. Ha! Jack's voice echoed from nowhere. He's a pipe. But the penguin monster just grinned. It grabbed the pipe and tossed it into a vat of acid. Steve's form dissolved in the liquid. His voice echoed one last time. Tell my wife. I wasn't a pen. Jack screamed. You killed him. The penguin monster laughed. He was just a tool. Like all of you. Chapter 10. The invisible revenge. Jack activated invisibility and ran toward the penguin monster. He climbed onto its back, stabbing it repeatedly with a shard of glass. It flinched, but didn't fall. Get off! It roared. Jack laughed maniacally. You can't see me. But the penguin monster reached behind its back and grabbed Jack by the neck. I can smell you. It squeezed. Jack choked, kicked, but the pressure was too much. He fell limp. His body became visible again, motionless. Antonio shouted. Jack! The penguin monster dropped the body like garbage. 2 down. Chapter 11. The knife and the eyes. Antonio charged. The knife gleamed in the dim light. He kept his eyes locked on the creature. Don't blink, he muttered. He swung. The knife caught the penguin monster's arm, a deep gash. But as Antonio blinked for a split second, the creature moved faster than light. It appeared behind him. Too slow. Antonio spun, but the penguin monster grabbed the knife and snapped it in half. Antonio fell to his knees. No. The penguin monster lowered its head to his ear. When you look away, I move. Just like you, Antonio. We're the same. Antonio looked into its eyes. And for a moment, he understood. But understanding didn't save him. The penguin monster opened its beak and bit down. Chapter 12. Annabelle's return. Mike was the last one standing. He crawled backward, his voice trembling. Annabelle. 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 The penguin monster turned to him. Calling your little ghost. She can't help you. Mike screamed. Annabelle. The temperature dropped. The lights flickered. A shape appeared beside Mike, a girl with long black hair and too many fingers. Annabelle raised her hand. 3 fingers. The penguin monster froze. You. Annabelle whispered. Not today. She raised her other hand. 2 fingers. The penguin monster howled. No. Not that. Annabelle pointed. And the penguin monster began to shrink, its feathers dissolved, its eyes dimmed, its shape twisted. It became a plush toy penguin. Chapter 13. The aftermath. Mike picked up the plush toy with shaking hands. Is it over? Annabelle nodded. She raised 3 fingers again, and then faded away. Mike sat alone in the lab, surrounded by the bodies of his teammates, holding a penguin toy that used to be a monster. The intercom crackled. Experiment complete. Subject Mike is now the primary containment unit for SCP-XXXX. Mike looked at the plush penguin. It blinked. I'm still here, it whispered. I'm always here. Chapter 14. The Foundation's decision. Dr. Klein reviewed the footage. Subject Mike has neutralized the penguin monster. But the creature is still capable of returning if Mike dies or if the plush is destroyed. Recommendation. Another scientist asked. Reclassify SCP-XXXX as safe. Assign Mike as permanent caretaker. And tell the penguin. We're watching. Chapter 15. The final note. Mike sits in a padded room. The plush penguin is in his lap. It speaks to him sometimes. They think I'm contained. Mike strokes its head. Are you? The penguin laughs, a hollow, guttural sound. I'm the one who wrote the rules, Mike. I'm the one who made Steve a pen, Jack invisible, Antonio a killer, and Annabelle your curse. I'm the experiment, the scientist, and the subject. Mike closes his eyes. Then why haven't you killed me? The penguin smiles. Because you're my favorite toy. Addendum. The Penguinia connection notes from Dr. Klein. The penguin monster appears to be connected to the Akatori Yuji and the Kingdom of Penguinia. Further investigation is required. Proceed with caution. Do not feed the penguin. End of file. Bonus, Annabelle's fingers explanation. Fingers affect 5 fingers calm, Annabelle observes 4 fingers warning, minor disturbance 3 fingers manifestation, Annabelle appears 2 fingers transformation, Annabelle changes reality 1 finger unknown. Do not attempt. Warning. Do not summon Annabelle with 1 finger. The last one who did is now a plush toy in Mike's collection.